Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of ThirdEyeCyphs. I'm your host, Natalia, and we are back in the Bossa Nova coffee shop once again. I liked when we did this last time. I don't know what episode that was. That was a few episodes ago, I want to say. But we're back in the coffee shop, guys. It is early morning, not as early as I usually record this, mainly because my laptop decided it wanted to update for probably an entire hour. So, I apologize, but we are not getting into, as you can tell by the title of this episode, we are not getting into the teachings or introduction to the teachings of Jesus Christ this week. But next week we will. We'll do a little break from... I don't want to say we're going to do a break from the lessons, because it's not like we've been doing lessons this whole time. Have we? I don't think so. So, yes, we are not doing that this week, but we will be doing that next week. And I actually had no time to really prep for that episode, so I didn't want to rush it or anything, so I'm kind of glad we're not doing it. So... Yes, welcome. This is Preparing for the Seasons of Change, Season 4, Episode 10. Guys, can you believe we're at Episode 10 already? 10 more episodes, well, okay, maybe about like 12 or 13, then we'll be into a whole new season. So, this is us, preparing for the Seasons of Change. And we are here, we are back with another episode of the podcast. This is a podcast! Welcome to it. This is a podcast where we talk about, first and foremost, self-realization. The realization that there is no self, or the self that we thought was the self is actually not the self. What is the self? What is that? Well, self-realization is realizing what that self is. And it is what everything else is. Truly divine. That, my friend, is true self-realization. We also talk about topics on personal development, spiritual growth, esoteric knowledge, conspiracy theories, law of attraction, manifestation, becoming our greatest versions. Come on, guys, becoming our greatest versions. What is that to you? Anything and everything spiritual in and out of this world, and a bunch of other stuff to help you realize your truest potential, your truest nature, which is that divinity itself, the divineness that all things stem from in this universe, in this earth, in this world, this reality. So, with that being said, let's get right into the episode.
ThirdEyeCyphs. ThirdEyeCyphs.
That is right. We are back. We are back with another episode. Welcome to the podcast. How are you? How are you doing? It is Friday. It is 6 a.m. and I'm sort of awake. I woke up a little earlier yesterday. I'm kind of trying to get into the groove of it again. I feel like it's easier for me to wake up early during the colder seasons. I think it's because I wake up cold and I can't go back to sleep because it's cold. Heat usually makes me really tired, so if it's hot, I can understand why I still stay asleep. But no more of that, no more time for that. We are in the seasons of change, baby. Well, it is September. Welcome to September. Welcome to this podcast, guys. I'm so happy you're here. September usually is back to school. Now, I know there are a lot of you, maybe not a lot of you, I don't know, who knows, that are going back to school. Welcome back to school. How does it feel to go back to school? I'm glad I'm not going back to school. Well, honestly, I feel like, man, school never really ends. I mean, the institutionalized school, that's done for me, but the school of life never ends. The school of daily life never ends. I feel like I'm always learning. I feel like I'm always in school. and learning something or studying something, but I mean, that's honestly my choice, because I could be doing nothing. I could just be like playing video games right now. And not to say that you don't learn things when you're playing video games, because you learn how to play the video game and then you learn like new ways to win the game, I guess. But you don't play video games in school is what I'm saying. So I choose to like study things and learn about things, and I'm basically in school, guys. So school never ended for me, except it got to the point where I could actually learn what I want to. This is the college I've dreamed of. When I was younger, well, I don't want to say when I was younger, but like while I was still in high school. I mean, I was younger while I was still in high school, but I don't want to make it seem like I was like 5 years old. But when I was in high school, or even when I was in middle school, you know, my mom would always tell me, oh, college was awesome. She loved college, and I'm sure she loved college. But I was just, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with my laptop, guys. It just loves to turn off on me. So yeah, she would always tell me like, oh, like college is so fun. You get to take all these cool classes. And then when I got to the point in high school, it's like, okay, you could take like cool classes, but you still have to take like everything else. You still have to take math, you still have to take science. Well, depending on what you consider cool, because maybe the science class for you is cool, or the math class is whatever is cool for you. But you still have to take like the regular classes. Like by the time I got to high school, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do math after high school. Like, obviously I have to count change and money and like daily math. That's fine, I know how to do that, but I'm not gonna sit here and learn slope. And like, I always mention slope because I used to hate slope. And like, I don't know, just things that I don't want to do. Like, college is supposed to be fun, right? There's no way. And then, man, by the time I got to high school, all the people that I knew in college just like, man, this shit sucks. Not that it like sucks, but all the work and the stress. And I used to get really stressed out about school more towards my junior year, with, what was that class? Physics. Oh my god, physics killed me. And yeah, no, physics mostly killed me, and chemistry also killed me my sophomore year. It was easy in the beginning, but because I moved around a lot, every time I went to a new school, they were on a different page of the class. So I started chemistry really good at it, and then I moved, and they were like completely at a different area of chemistry. I was just like so behind, not even knowing what was happening. So it ended up destroying me. I ended up passing somehow. I think the teacher just felt bad for me because I don't think I would have gotten left back, but I might have had to retake the class, because I don't think you can get left back in high school unless you just failed all your classes, and that's possible too. But anyways, either way, I did not see myself. By the time I was in my senior year, I was like, this literally sucks, and if I have to do this for one more year, I'm gonna kill myself. Not literally, maybe literally, I don't know. It could have been literal, guys. It was that bad, so who knows? So anyways, that's why I just couldn't. Some people can, some people love that-ish, and that's just not me. But I ended up entering the college of life and studying on my own. I'm in the ideal college. I can do whatever I want, kind of, because I still have to work. So it's not like I could do everything I want with my day. But that'll be soon. That'll be very soon. And I can learn whatever I want. I can learn the topics I want to learn without having to study math or science. I mean, maybe I'm studying that all at the same time. So anyways, welcome back to school, guys. We're in the school of life. And it's funny that I'm saying this because my boss, our theme at the studio right now is like back to school, because it's September and a lot of our clients, their kids are going back to school, but everybody's like kind of in that back to school energy, and everybody's like playing and talking before class, and they're like little kids. So my boss just keeps saying, it's back to school energy, it's September, and I feel it. So I wish you a wonderful school year and easy classes, easy homework, papers, whatever it is that you do. And I hope it's a breeze. So, yes, we're in September. The seasons of change, where depending on where you are, you could be anywhere and this could actually be completely opposite. But I know here in America, it is, again, back to school season and mostly fall. It gets colder during this time. I don't know about like Florida or Texas. I don't really know about like states like that. Like what happens there? For example, like if you don't know, I'm originally from the East Coast, so I've lived in New York, I lived in Pennsylvania, and during this time, the trees are changing color. You see the foliage, however you pronounce it. Man, I pronounced a crazy word, what was it, last episode? Or 2 episodes ago. I think I said tetanitis for my ears, and then I thought that's how you pronounced it. It's like tetanus or something. How the hell are you supposed to figure that out by looking at the freaking word? And it's not like I looked it up, like how to pronounce it. I just saw it and it was like tetanitis. I don't know. Either way, I think it's tetanus. So I correct myself now, 3 episodes later. But anyways, you see the colors of the leaves, and it feels like change. You're shifting into a new season, and that's what it is. You are shifting into a new season. It's going from summer to winter, basically, and that in between is fall, where the leaves fall. Everything kind of changes. Your schedule changes. Your wardrobe changes. Everything. You internally change. These are natural cycles and natural changes. So, welcome to the seasons of change. Few announcements before we get into this episode. One, you guys might know what I'm gonna say already. Listen to, or actually before let me even say that, have you heard about the current revolution that's happening all around the world? If you haven't, please listen to Season 4, Episode 9, The Current Revolution. There's a revolution taking place worldwide where humans are being stripped of their rights despite constitutional texts and declarations of independence and other constitutions of other countries that reflected their or mimicked their constitution after the American Constitution of man being free and having freedom of speech, freedom of choice, freedom of religion and action. These rights are being stripped from us right now. And there's a revolution. It's happening all around the world, and they are not showing it. They're not showing it because they don't want you to know that people are standing up to this tyranny, okay? It's crazy. Guys, listen to Season 4, Episode 9 of this podcast, The Current Revolution. Everybody needs to know about this. Talk about it, share it, know where you stand in it, because whether you choose to partake or not, you're in it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's your rights. Like, your rights will be stripped. They're not choosing specific people. They're going after everybody, okay? So if you enjoy saying what you feel, speaking your truth, listening to this podcast, then you're a part of it. You're a part of it either way. So listen to that episode, share it with your friends. Season 4. You're a part of it. You're a part of it either way. So listen to that episode, share it with your friends. Season 4, Episode 9. Either way. So listen to that episode, share it with your friends. Season 4, Episode 9. Next announcement is I am officially... Wait, oh, hold on. I gotta do... I am officially... a certified therapeutic yoga teacher. And when I say this, it is therapeutic yoga and not... every other yoga that you can think of, like vinyasa. If you guys take yoga, you know what I'm talking about. Vinyasa, hatha, kundalini. Well, I feel like kundalini needs its own certification, but I mean, yeah, because it's like its own thing. I think you could just get a certification in specific ones, like in vinyasa, in hatha. But I am certified in therapeutic yoga. So therapeutic yoga is basically therapy through yoga, but physical therapy, emotional therapy, spiritual therapy. So that is what I was cramming for this past weekend. I don't know if I mentioned it last week that I'm gonna be like crushing through it over the weekend. I did as much as I could over the weekend into Monday. I think I finished Monday and then I took my test Tuesday. And yes, it is official. I passed my test. Luckily, I was a little nervous I wouldn't, but it was a bit easy. And yes, so if you'd like to book a therapeutic yoga session with me, you can use my booking link through the link in my bio on Instagram, or going to thewritingsofnatalia.com/thrive. There you will find a little button that says book now or something like that. And right now, the therapeutic yoga session is not listed on the booking site, but it will be, I believe, the same price as a consultation. I'm gonna add that sometime this week, so if you just wanna wait until I add the pricing option, then you can do that. But you could also book a consultation, and I think it's gonna be the same thing, so you could do that too. So just in case you guys are interested, and you could also book other sessions with me. I do consultations. I do treatment plans where we work together for a little bit, depending on how long you want to work together. And I help you realize your truest potential, people. I help you move past the obstacles that are stopping you from achieving your highest nature, your greatest version. We do a lot of things. I just took my mom in as a client. Shout out to my mom. And we're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff over the next month or so. Let's see, we just started yesterday. We'll see what happens by the end of this month. But yes, it's cool. We do a lot of cool stuff depending on what you need and where you need to be. So you can use those booking links too. And last but not least, I am taking episode requests. If there is anything you would like me to speak about, anything you would like me to do research about and do a whole episode on, I am open to that. So please send in your requests to Natalia Lee at thewritingsofnatalia.com. NATALIALEE at thewritingsofnatalia.com. That is my email. You can email me anything, questions, comments, concerns, requests, mainly, and anything else that you want. Maybe you just want to say hi, and I will respond hi. It's as simple as that, guys. 1, 2, 3. So send in your requests for episodes. It can be anything, the teachings of anything, the philosophy of anything, religions, cults, conspiracies, anything. We could go into it. And yes, so that's it for the announcements. Now, moving on. I did a card reading. I know I did not do a monthly card reading for the month of August. My Instagram people must be squinting at me right now. But this isn't a monthly card reading. This is a card for this week. And I actually pulled 3 cards for you guys from 3 different decks. And the first card I pulled was from the Energy Oracle card deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. I haven't pulled from this deck in a little while. So I knew we were gonna get something, and I was feeling some moon energy this morning. It's because I was feeling like change. Well, I've been feeling like change. I've been feeling like that since, I don't want to say since yesterday, since recently. But this morning, I pulled from the Energy Oracle card deck. Well, like I grabbed the box and then I was like, yeah, I definitely feel this like moon energy. And then as soon as I look out the window, I can see the moon right there. I mean, it's almost a new moon, so it was like 2% of a moon. But it was very bright because the sun was rising, sort of. Well, it was beginning to rise, but you could still very much see the coming of the new moon. And I was like, whoa, there is the moon energy. And then we got all this cool moon stuff, guys. So, all right, not to spoil anything, but let's get right into it. So the first card we pulled from this Energy Oracle card deck is, the World card. Now, I think we've pulled this about twice already on this podcast. The first time we pulled this card was like before the pandemic. And then I think we got one last year. I'm not too sure. I don't remember when the second one was. But yes, the World card. The World card means expansion, broader horizons. And the picture that it shows somebody in a cloak. The point of view is facing their back, so you can't see their face or anything, but it's somebody in a cloak standing at the end of a pier overlooking the water. There's lotuses, like lotus flowers, growing in the water. but they don't look fully bloomed. Some of them are fully bloomed. And then you can see a giant Earth in the sky. And there's some shade on one side of it, as if the sun is towards the left side, so only the left side of the Earth is being lit up. So this person in the cloak is overlooking the ocean into this vastness of this giant Earth glowing. So, some symbology here. Lotus, enlightenment, understanding, full bloom, full realization, opening, blooming, okay? And then it's overlooking the Earth, the vastness of the ocean, but the Earth, which is shaded on one side, which the sun will move, so the shade will change, right? So this card, so I was like rubbing my eye. The World card, again, expansion, opening up. So again, those blooming lotus flowers. The man, it's a man apparently. It says the man in this picture. The man in this picture is looking out over a bay, above which the beautiful sphere of the Earth is rotating. So see, the Earth is rotating. I don't think the sun is moving. This card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now is the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up. So, in these seasons of change, we are being notified that expansion is happening in these changes. We are expanding. Things are changing, but we are expanding, and we need to broaden our horizon, our perspective of our options. And I love how that's a thing, because we're gonna talk about that too. So, keeping that in mind, broaden your horizons, expansion, opening up, being open, right? So the next card I pulled from was from, what is this called again? The Universe Has Your Back deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. Sorry. So that is our affirmation deck, sort of, kind of, but we still get a message within it. And the card that I pulled says, and it's so funny because it's literally, the card is literally like a giant, I don't know if it's a giant moon or Earth, but it's a giant planet, and then like vastness behind it. Like the same exact thing as the World card, basically, but it's a watercolor picture, so it doesn't look like the Earth. It's pink, but it looks like it could possibly be the moon because it's dark behind it, and it looks like there might be some stars behind it, so it's probably the moon. But big moon energy here, guys. Big planet energy. We just saw a giant Earth on one card. This is a giant moon on the other card. And this card says, the presence of love will always cast out fear. So being open to these changes and remembering that the presence of love, the presence of the universe, of God, of spirit, will always cast out fear. When you keep that presence within your life, there's nothing to fear, guys. So moving through these seasons of change and this expansion, do not be fearful. Have the presence of love in your life, and there will be nothing to fear. Moving to the blessings card, which basically is a focus word. It's a really tiny card. I love these. And our focus word for this reading is completion. Completion. So the colors are all the colors. Some cards have different colors depending on what they're kind of pertain to, but this is completion, having all of the colors. So expanding, changing, and then this completion is being whole in it at the same time. Don't give half of yourself. Give your whole self, and things will come to completion. Things will move smoothly and easily and effortlessly with that presence of love, all things will be completed. So, that is our reading for this week and these beginning seasons of change. The sun has officially rose and it is another cloudy day here in LA. You can't really tell in the morning when the sun hasn't risen yet because you can't really see the clouds, but then when the sun actually, like this, we could have had a beautiful sunrise. It kind of, the sky kind of changed color, but now it's just gray. Another gray day in LA, but I thought it was supposed to be hot today. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the weather. So, that was it. Let's get into how to prepare for these seasons of change. Okay, guys? Okay? So, how to prepare for change. I think we did hold on. I think we did, I don't want to say we did an episode. I feel like we did an episode similar to this, but I'm not too sure. Excuse me, oh my gosh. Is there another one? Is there another one? No. Okay. Some people have double, triple sneezes. I just have one. No, not all the way. I mean, all the way. All the time. Not all the time. Sometimes I sneeze 2 times, 3 times. That was one. Let's see. I don't think I've ever sneezed on this podcast either. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. I know we did something. I know we did something. Okay, either way. Okay, oh well, we did how to bring change within and change your life. That's what I was referring to. How to bring change within. That's actually a pretty good episode. Listen to that one. That is, what is it? I gotta go back. No, I can't find it. Yeah, I can't. Oh, I moved all the way to the first episode ever. Come on. Season 2, episode 10. Wow, we're on season 4. The color scheme for season 2 is pretty good. It's mostly green. Our main color scheme is purple and green, like neon bright green. And there's like some magenta in there. Season 3 was like a reddish kind of color scheme. That was alright. I like the blue scheme we're going with this season though. What do you guys think about that one? I think it looks pretty cool. So anyways, no, okay, we didn't do this episode, guys, but we did do something on change. How to bring change within. So, how to prepare for change in these seasons of change? Well, first and foremost, number 1, we need to be aware of what's changing in our life. This is identifying where these changes are taking place. Maybe they're taking place everywhere in your life. It could be your social life, it could be in your work life, it could be in your love life. It could be in everything. Like everything could be shifting for you right now. And it's probably crazy. You're probably just like, why is so many things changing? And it's because we're in the seasons of change. I don't even know if that's a song. I just made it into a song. It sounds like it could be a song. Being aware of what's changing. And the main reason for that is because how can we know how to glide swiftly amongst these seasons of change if we don't even know exactly what's changing? So take a step back from your life, look at it from a bird's eye view and see what has shifted. Has anything shifted in your love life, in your social life? Have you made or lost friends? Are you in more social groups? Have you been talking to more people lately? Have you not been talking to more people lately? Notice that. Your love life, did I say that already? Are you interested in somebody? Is somebody interested in you? Are you talking to someone? Are you dating somebody new? And maybe your family life, has someone passed? Has somebody just rejoined your family somehow? Are you engaged in more family things recently? Are you not engaged in more family things? Are you losing contact with family? Etc., etc. Work life. Have you just lost a job? Have you just gained a new job? Do you have a bunch of job opportunities right now? What is happening there? And you can think of this anywhere, like social, work, business. I mean, work, business, kind of same thing. love. I think those are like the main things. I don't know. I'm sure you guys could conjure up more things, but notice what is changing in your life. Maybe it's just your daily schedule. Maybe it's your routine. Maybe it's your sadhana, your spiritual practice. Maybe it's your spiritual path. Maybe you've discovered a new spiritual path that is drawing you towards it. And your practices are changing. Your studies are changing. Notice what is changing in your life. So the first step to preparing for this change is to become aware of what's actually changing, identifying where the change is happening. 2, getting into that broadening your perspective, the world card. So broaden your perspective. Taking a step back, that bird's eye view, and noticing and thinking about the different paths or outcome that these changes could have. So seeing what is changing and then thinking, okay, well, this change could result in this. I mean, anything could result in anything. Like, the universe loves to surprise us with the possibilities. So this is kind of like, this isn't sturdy or concrete, where it's like, okay, this is gonna happen, blah, these are all the different things that could happen. Anything could happen, really, but it's good to know or have an idea of what certain outcomes could be, because maybe it could be one of those outcomes that you think of. And this is where this plan A and plan B comes from. When you think of all the possible outcomes and the different routes and paths that this change could take, this is when you start preparing to have a backup plan or plan A or plan B to support you in these changes. So that brings us to number 3, is to have a backup plan. And what this is it's not even have a backup plan, but mostly have backup. So depending on what it is, changes could be really rocky. They could be very intense. They could be exciting changes where you don't feel fear, but change scares a lot of people. So I don't want to say that here, but change scares a lot of people. So I don't want to say that. I mean, some people know how to move through change easily. Like, even me, I grew up constantly being surrounded by change. My environment was constantly changing. The people I hung out with was constantly changing. My house was constantly changing. The state I lived in constantly changed. So that sort of adapted me to deal with change a bit easier than most people. So me moving around a lot doesn't bother me. Me changing jobs doesn't bother me. Anything that really involves change doesn't affect me intensely as it would to somebody who was raised with the same thing, with the same routine, knowing the same people, used to sort of the same things. Change for them could be very scary. Now, not to say that I don't get nervous when I switch new jobs. It is a little nerve-wracking, but I'm not scared or terrified for my life or doubting the worst or anything like that, because I noticed that no matter what happened in my life and what continues to happen in my life, I am always okay. So knowing where the change is, broadening your perspective for these different outcomes, but having backup, because maybe these changes are scary for you, and it's nice to know that you have something to fall back on just for your reassurance. So this backup can come from support from friends or family, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the support of your friends or your family. Like, maybe you're moving to a different state because you started a new job, and this can be very scary. You might be thinking, well, what if the job doesn't work out? Then what? Then I'm stuck in this new state. What if I can't afford to pay the bills out there, and then I'll end up homeless, or blah, blah. Like, all of these things that the mind loves to create these little stories of. Ask your friends or family, do you support me if anything were to happen? Can I fall back? Can I trust you to fall back on if something happens? And these have to be very trustful people, because I want to say that, from movies that I watch, I don't think this has ever happened to me personally, but I was like, what happened? What happened to the bossa nova? Things could happen, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'll have your back, and then they don't have your back and you end up having nothing. So family is always good that you can trust. Your parents, close family, aunts, uncles, I don't know, whoever you're very close to, siblings, know that they support you and that they have your back no matter what happens. I mean, that was only one example, but in anything, like maybe you just launched a new business, right? Have the support of your friends and family. Know that they're gonna support you no matter what happens. They will support your business by, I don't know, booking your services or buying whatever you create, or even just putting the message out there when you launch something. Maybe they're like, my best friend or my sister or my daughter just launched something and you guys gotta check it out. It's this, blah, 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 and advertising it for you and bringing you more clientele and customers. That's a fantastic way of supporting you. So, and that could be like you're nervous, like what if nobody sees my business? No, what if nobody interacts? What if nobody buys anything? What if it fails? Know that you have that support from your friends and family. Another one is to have that plan A or plan B. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What is your plan A? What is your plan B? And not to create, because this kind of goes in contrast to law of attraction, is not to create a plan A or B, or no, don't create a plan B because plan A is going to work. By creating other plans, you already have in your mind that the first plan isn't gonna work. So that is what law of attraction says. What I say is, and especially as a practitioner and person who uses law of attraction and knows these basics, this is more for mental health, I want to say, because a lot of people can't understand that the plan A is going to work. They're still gonna have that doubt, and having that plan B or that plan C or whatever, but being sure of it is a fantastic way to move forward. And not to have a plan B like, oh, I'm gonna have to go back to this or blah, blah, blah. Like, don't have a plan B that you're not gonna enjoy, that you don't like. So what I mean by having these alternate plans, these alternate backup plans, is have a backup plan that you don't mind. That what if it doesn't work? Well, maybe I can do this instead, or maybe I can do this instead. Things that will inspire you, that will drive you, that will move you forward. Say you move out of the state to a new job. What if it doesn't work? Then have a few jobs already that would interest you in mind. Some companies that are out there. Once you move out there, look around, see what's around. Not that you're preparing to get a new job, but just see what's around you. Know that whatever happens, and this moves on to the next, well, not the next thing on how to prep for change, but another form of backup, is knowing that the universe, oh my gosh, the universe backs you up. The universe has your back. The universe has your back. And this is also requesting backup from your spirit guides, from God itself, from the universe. Ask for help. Say, hey, I'm about to go on this new journey. I'd love if you could back me up and support me. And just by asking that, you are supported. Your spirit guides cannot help you unless you request for help. This is the thing, guys. They're like vampires. Vampires cannot go into your house unless you invite them into your house, okay? So this is the same exact thing. Spirit guides cannot help you or support you unless you ask for help. So know that you have that backup. Just ask for it. Literally, once you ask for backup from the universe, it is in God's hands. That's it. That's it. Take it. Literally, I was put in a situation like that recently, and I feel like I'm still sort of in that situation. But what I did is I wrote a letter to the universe, and I said, hey, I love you. Thank you for everything you do. I would love if you could back me up in this situation, please. And not to say that the universe isn't already backing me up, but by writing this, by affirming it to yourself, by surrendering the situation yourself to external forces, to your spirit guides, to the universe, this relieves so much stress from you, and that is your plan B. You don't have to, and then you don't even have to create a physical plan B if you don't want to. Know that just by surrendering the outcome to the universe, that is your plan B. Know that if it comes to the point where you need a second plan, where you're just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? That situation is gonna come to you. That plan B will come to you naturally. Like, okay, this didn't work. How about this situation? And then it just flows like that. You can probably notice this in your life currently, how this has already happened to you. How you've been nervous about one thing, but it always ends up being okay. So, moving on to number 4. Being open to receiving, being open to this change. Knowing that everything is meant for your highest good, and your highest good is awakening, okay? So, being open to these changes in your life, you have to be open. Resistance only creates more resistance. If you're resistant to these changes, if you're nervous, if you're scared, that creates resistance to the beautiful flow of nature of change, right? The flow of change is the flow of nature, and it happens naturally. And if you're resistant to that, you're creating resistance in your life, and you're creating resistance to that flow towards your highest good, because change and anything in general in your life is there for your highest good, and that highest good is your awakening, right? We are here to awaken to our truest nature, to our divinity, to our highest potential. And everything that happens in our life is meant to push us towards that. So when you create resistance to that, you're not only creating resistance towards your awakening, towards your highest good, but towards anything that will serve your better or create more positivity in your life, more ideal situations. So again, keeping that in mind with that idea of Tao. What flows with Tao works. What doesn't flow with Tao never works. It never works. I was trying to think of another word to say it never works, but it just doesn't work, because the flow of Tao is the flow of nature, and whatever doesn't flow with nature will not be a part of nature, will not be here, it will not work, it will cease to exist. So like the seasons, we also change. We cannot resist this. This is impermanence, okay? We are constantly evolving beings. So being open and receiving that, being open to receiving that change is the major key in this entire thing, is being open and surrendering to these seasons of change. And finally, know that you are supported. Know that you have support by your friends, your family, but you have support by me, guys. Know that you are supported. Know that you have support by your friends, your family, but you have support by me, guys. I support you in your dreams and whatever you accomplish, but not if it's like harming other people. I don't support that, okay? I'm sorry. But know that you have support of the universe. And if you're harming people, then no, you don't have support. But I don't think you guys are harming anybody. So you have my support and you have the universe's support. But that's the most important, that you have the universe's support. Know that no matter what happens, you will be okay, because you always have been okay. Think of all the times you have stressed over something or worried about something. Imagine all the times that you've written your worries down and drop them into your whatever it is, God box, or wrote letters to God and burned them, burning your worries, telling your worries. Imagine how many times you've done that and how many times they've ended up okay. Think about it. No matter what happens, you will always be okay. You have the support of the universe. Know that you can accomplish anything. Literally anything that you set your mind to and you persevere towards, you can accomplish with effort and action and trust and faith and surrender. Know that you can accomplish anything. Move forward with confidence. Know that you have the ability to accomplish anything that you'd like, achieve anything you'd like, be whoever you want to be. And again, resist resistance. Resist that resistance within you. Resist that fear that's within you. Resist that doubt. Know that if you fall back, the universe will catch you. Know that you will always be okay, that you can always fall back. You will always be okay. Surrender. Move forward with that confidence. And that is it, guys. That is my 5 tips for how to prepare for these seasons of change or any changes that are happening in your life ever. 1, become aware of what's changing in your life. Become aware of where the change is taking place. 2, broaden your perspective. See the different paths and outcomes of this change. 3, have a backup plan. See those different outcomes and have different plans for those outcomes, but plans that you enjoy. Not things that you don't want, like a path that you don't want to take. Have all these different outcomes and paths that you are very much open to and that you would enjoy. Have support from your friends and family and know that you have backup from the universe. 4, be open to receiving. Be open to this change. Resist the resistance. Be like the seasons of change. Do not resist. We also change. Flow with these changes. Know that everything is meant for your highest good. And 5, move forward with confidence. Know that you have that support. Know that no matter what, you'll be okay. Know that you can accomplish anything because you have that ability to. And that is it. That is it. That is it for this episode. And I wish you tons of luck in this new month, in this new season, in your new phase of life, and so on and so on and so on. I wish you tons of luck in anything, in your life in general, in your future, in your present, in the rest of your day. So that is it. I'm gonna take a big stretch. Everybody take a big stretch. Oh! To this episode, guys, it's always great talking with you. I never know when this podcast is not recording because it just likes to stop recording sometimes, but it seems like it might be recording. Hopefully it's not blipping out. If not, I will do a thing saying it blipped out again, and then I will be frustrated and try to figure out a new way to record this podcast because that's a bit ridiculous, guys. So, with that being said, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you next week. Leave you with a lovely quote from our friendly American naturalist, essayist, poet, and philosopher Henry David Thoreau. He says, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined." Peace.
Hari Om. This episode has been brought to you by the writings of Natalia.com. Jai Ma.